And we're back.
To the fucked up place.
Did you want to buy the children's heads?
I do want to buy children's
By all
heads.
means.
Hello, please
I
sell me
thought
children's
I'd
heads.
just say that I have pretty much decided that there's one quest that is interesting, but we're gonna skip. It is the Play-Doh quest, for those who know. It is a quest that was added, I think, in an update, or maybe it comes with the Colosseum DLC. We're not gonna do that, I've decided, because it takes some time and it's not that interesting. You go to the amusement park, you talk to a certain robot, and you get to play as a robot, and the screen is like distorted like it's an CRT screen. It's the same robot from the Weapon story who liked dolls and then got really mad and killed everyone.
Damn.
It's fine, but the interesting thing about it is that it is connected to a music video that you get at the end, but you can also just look up the music video on YouTube. I'll look up whatever that is called. In the meantime, I think we're basically good to go for the end. It's a bit of a shame that we didn't get to finish the side quest where you build a slide for the machine children. It makes it hit a little bit harder. Yeah, Grimoire of Ice is a bonus.
Red or red port?
Yeah, it gets the Famicom color scheme.
Yeah.
The Famicom being the first Nintendo home console in Japan, known as the Nintendo Entertainment System in the rest of the world, which is also... Oh, we have 46 medium recoveries, that's great, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I do like percentage-based healing items in video games.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I think we should be going to the resource recovery unit.
Should I take a drug?
Probably not.
I'm taking a drug.
Oh well.
Oh well. Your funeral.
Drugs are fun.
Okay.
I got the best drug.
Don't go this way, go that way.
That way.
Yes. That you can totally see now.
Mm-hmm. It's very hard to see anything right now.
There's one thing, which we're gonna check next time we get control of A2, that we need to read.
Read.
Yes, read.
What are you?
We might have missed that, but if we have missed that, I'll just load my other save and we'll read that.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the resistance camp, yeah, great job. You need to go up. In the resistance camp, there is a terminal that you can read, and if you read that, you get a abridged version of the stage play, the Yorha stage play. Up and right. You'll have to understand. I do understand, even though I get frustrated. Now right. Go to the right. You might miss. There you go. We have to understand that Viggo only plays this at most once a week.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard for him to learn the route. But it is what it is.
Hey, there's the tower.
There is the tower, yes. So I think it's somewhere around here that if you talk to a certain machine, it might not be available right now, but you get that little Play-Doh quest. We might watch the music video and record, I don't know. Alright, that's what I was gonna look up. I was looking at my phone for like 5 minutes, forgetting what I was gonna write. I was gonna look up whatever the fuck that music video is. It is... This is, I believe... You're going for the resource recovery unit. Don't shout though.
Do you
Right, there's a rock
recovery?
band called Amazarashi who did a single with a music video that is canon to NieR. Yes. It is not a big story plot point or anything, but it is canon. And we might look at that.
Where are you going,
I
really?
think the song is called Deserving of Life.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go towards the castle. Because there it is.
Like a sore thumb.
Indeed.
Hello. This is the Resource Recovery Unit. Now activating defense mode.
It's quite large.
Over.
That's
Like an
an
endless
important
cycle.
phrasing as well. Where
Gah.
Gah.
You know you
That
don't have
robot
to
is
talk to them.
Charlie Opemori in disguise.
No, he's the
That's why he's the
pufferfish.
father machine.
He's the pufferfish that eats carrot.
Don't. Why do you talk to everyone?
I
Be
don't know.
less social.
Gah.
Give up, haters.
That language again.
This reads God box.
Welcome to the God box, baby.
These machines do
So,
until I get
meat
my
box, soul
Soul box,
box,
God
God
box.
box. What's the fourth one?
There is no
Machine
fourth
box.
one. There are 3 research recovery
Oh, okay,
units.
3 of them.
Yes. We have seen them all.
What is the tower then?
One in the forest. Oh, I don't
When you're
think that has a
saying
name.
meat box, soul box, God
God
box,
box.
it sounds like some philosophy of the human nature.
I suppose.
Meat soul.
Well, the
God.
body, the soul, and some sort of faith, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get disoriented again.
Why do you do
because
this?
you
Why are you like this?
because you don't usually see animals really worship things.
No. So now we're going to be cutting back and forth,
Why
and it's
did
going to
they
be
choose
awesome.
Attack Pascal's village. Aren't they all the same?
Unknown.
Well, aren't you helpful?
Proposal. Unit A2 should gather further data on the current state of machine life.
Hello, and thank you for choosing Tower System Services. We've got some
That sounded like a contract.
There's only one lock left to remove from the tower system. And in order to retain it for your faithful patrons, whoever dismantles the final substance will earn a special prize.
So it is supremely unclear why it talks like this. Good luck.
I
What the hell was that?
Large structural unit of machine life form origin activated to the east.
A large what now? What the heck is going on around here?
Unknown.
Well, let's go check out this large structural unit.
well, the echo is probably
would
that
you
it's so far
kindly
away.
go to the resistance camp?
What are you doing? Wrong way.
Is it?
transporter?
I forgot. Down. You gotta go down.
Down.
Yeah, this is the way. That's one of the most egregious invisible walls in the game because it feels like you should be able to jump it,
Yes, this.
but you can't.
That is a game. That is a game that problem makes me. That is a problem that this game.
Nice English, my dude. Resistance camp. Go there.
That makes me kind of frustrated. The
Yes.
invisible walls everywhere.
I know, you've been spending, what is it, 30 minutes of it in total. Raging against it, trying to jump over and over again.
Go talk to Anemone.
My friends forced me to
Anemone?
play.
Change number 2. The way you talk and act is completely different from how you were in the past. Okay, I think we didn't miss it. Good. And you become a true leader. Nothing compared to Rose. There we go. That's what I was afraid we had missed. But we didn't. Actually, I have the record stored up on that external drive. That's an external hard drive. That one fits about 15 gigabytes. I thought I should preserve memories of the time we fought together. And I also think you have a right to see them. Ellipses. You and I must never forget. I know.
I know.
So go to that terminal, and we're gonna do some reading. I know that 9S just entered the God box. So let's do your Pearl Harbor Descent record part 1. Let's read about Pearl Harbor.
Yay.
Actually, hand it over to me and I'll do the...
Yeah.
I don't know why it's connecting to the network now. My name is Anemone, and I lead the android resistance. This is a record of the battle I've experienced and my
Battles.
losses. I leave it here as a warning to myself. The machine lifeform's attack, the machine lifeform attack lands far too close for comfort. I smell an acrid odor and know that some of my hair have been singed off. Anemone, retreat for now, that's an order! That's my captain, Rose. I obey her without hesitation, running from the front as soon as I take out a few nearby enemies. Feet flying beneath me, I leap into the hastily built trench where my resistance comrades are gathered. How many battles is this now? The same sights and sounds, the same struggle of attrition. My resistant forces place the same war on repeat with no end in sight. I don't even remember why we're fighting anymore, but I must continue regardless. I must continue until one side or the other is dead. This looks bad, Shion. What should we do? Calm down, Lily. We'll find an opening somewhere. You don't search for an opening, you make one. Dahlia, wait! I grab Dahlia's arm before she can flee the trench and turn to Rose. She brought us here after all. She must have a plan of some kind. By the way, Rose, Lily, Shion, Dahlia, Anemone, all flowers. There's a theme. But as the enemy horde closes in, Rose simply squints off in the distance. There's been a change in enemy movement, she says finally. Someone just started fighting over there. But that's not possible, stammers Margaret. We're all here. Margaret's right. There are only 9 of us left capable of fighting machines. Captain Rose, Gerbera, Lily, Sonia, Erika, Margaret, Shion, Dahlia.
Gerbera.
I know you would. I knew. If you wonder why I knew, it's because Gerbera is an arm in Devil May Cry 5.
It is.
And me, Anemone. We're all that's left of the 8th Descent Forces. The one that took place roughly 200 years ago. An uneasy Sonia pulls Shion close and chews on a loose strand of hair. I don't like it, she says. What if it's some kind of machine trap? I wait for a while, heart pounding, until I hear the enemy fire lessen. Okay, I say. This looks like our chance. Let's pull back. Someone's fighting out there, Anemone, cries Dahlia. We can't abandon them. Oh, so you want to risk all of our lives for some stranger? Come on. We don't even know if this mystery fighter is on our side or not. That's not what I said. Enough, you two, barks Shion. The captain makes a final decision on this. After Shion speaks, all of us turn to Captain Rose. She looks us in the eyes and nods slowly before starting to speak. Gerbera, the enemy is heading toward the explosives we set up earlier, yes? Gerbera thinks for a moment. Now that you mention it, yeah, they are. A slight smile crosses Rose's face, yet she still seems perfectly composed. Good, then if this goes well, we might be able to take them all out. I want all of you to leave this trench and get to those explosives, says Rose. We'll let the blast take out most of them, then clean up the stragglers. Identifying our unknown mystery fighters can wait until we're done. No one objects to the captain's decision. The moment she issues the order, we all leap from the trench as one and re-enter the fray. When we reach the battle, we find what appears to be another set of androids dressed in strange black outfits. Before they even know what's happening, we detonate the explosives, kill the remaining machines, and turn our guns in their direction. Alright, I say to the strangers, start talking. Easy, says one of the mystery androids. We're on your side. We're new models rolled out as part of something called Project Yorha. Really? I say, we haven't heard anything about new models. I probably speak with more bluster than necessary, but I have to make sure they're actually on our side. I don't think they're lying necessarily, but I can't read their expressions thanks to the giant goggles they wear. And in the stage play, they didn't have like blindfolds because presumably that would be very difficult for the actors. So instead they had like big pilot goggles. And this is the stage play, if I haven't made that clear entirely. This is basically a novel summary of the stage play that was set up actually before the game released. Frankly, a little caution never goes amiss in the middle of war. We learn that the 4 androids refer to each other as number 2, number 4, number 16, and number 21. They also aren't in a hurry to share much more. Our mission is top secret, one of them says. That's why you haven't heard about us yet. I slowly draw my knife in an attempt to gauge the reaction. So in other words, no one will know any better if I kill you right now. Stand down, Anemone, says Rose softly. No, cries Lily, she's right. We've all seen how quickly the enemy is evolving. Who's to say these four aren't machines that just look human? My companions nod in agreement. This damn war has made us all suspicious. One of the strangers, number 16 I believe, draws a long knife from its sheath. If it's a fight you want, she says, I'm happy to give it to you. Before I can respond, Dahlia leaps in front of me with her weapon at the ready. This is it. We're going to fight. But just before the battle can erupt, the android called number 2 steps forward. Wait, she says, and this is A2. There used to be 16 of us, says number 2, but the others died during the descent. We're isolated and alone out here. Reinforcements aren't coming, and that means we have to finish this mission with the soldiers we have left. We don't need more enemies right now. What we need is allies. She finishes this speech with a soft sigh, as if trying and failing to hold her emotions in check. Emotions are prohibited. I know that sort of voice. It's a voice of someone who still has hope, despite all the odds. And the way we can read it here is in chunks. It's a fair bit shorter than the actual stage play, which is all good by me. Let's read number 2. Well, part 2, about number 2, who is A2. According to the Yora team, there's an enemy server beneath Mount Kaala. If we take it out, we might finally gain some ground in this endless war. And this is around Pearl Harbor, which is in Hawaii. Like that Pearl Harbor that was bombed in World War II. But in order for that to happen, we need to work together. After a bit of thought, Rose decides to throw in with the new models. It's a relationship that changes as time goes on. What are you doing, Dahlia? Just showing this idiot how weak she is, replies a winded Dahlia. Ha! Wheezes her opponent, number 16. You're obviously outmatched! The two of them are taking turns hitting each other. It seems friendly enough, as those things go. Plus, they'd been doing it for so long now that both of them are out of energy. They likely couldn't punch through a piece of paper at this point. The rest of the group stares at the combatants and tries not to grin. Dahlia and number 16 seem to butt heads over the smallest little things. Maybe it's because they're so much alike. It's almost annoying how quickly muscleheads learn to like one another. That actually reminds me of Xenoblade 3. Because the party of that game is basically 2 separate parties put together, and the muscleheads of each are like initially standoffish, and like the day after they have joined forces, they're like best buddies, trying to do fucking fusion dances and shit. The rest of us converse as Dahlia and 16 continue to spar. We call each other by names that I gave us, explained Rose. I see, response number 4. I thought it's strange that you didn't use code numbers. So, apparently, android names are unusual even for the Resistance. So, like, people like Jackass just, like, decided at some point that's what they wanted to be called. She nods while she speaks, as though this all makes perfect sense. Suddenly, Captain Rose breaks out in a wide grin. You know what, she says. I think we should give all of you names as well. No, says number 2. It would be a waste. Rose eyes her warily. A waste? You can name me when the mission is over, she replies as a blush rises in her cheeks. I could tell her words also served as a wish for success. Alright, responds Rose. I'll think of a name for you by then. Fucking tsundere-ass bitch. She knows this is a fleeting promise, as most such things are. But it doesn't matter. Already I can see us growing closer to the Yora team. Well, my friends are growing closer to them at least. You're all being careless, I state, much louder than I intend. Luckily, the others either don't hear or decide to ignore it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not about to go against the captain's judgment. That doesn't mean I'm ready to lie down and trust our new friends, quotation marks. Ours is a solitary existence that has long since been abandoned by the moon. No matter how they cried, mourned, or struggled, the voices of our departed comrades went unanswered. So how can you trust an entire squad of new models that you just met? What's wrong, Anemone? I hear Lily calling to me. She's likely concerned about me being apart from the rest of the group. Nothing, I begin. Before I can complete my thought, Lily suddenly opens her mouth and emits a terrible scream.
Oh god.
Fuck off. I was
Lily's-
chilling. And then you just yell.
Maybe I'll cut in that loud orgasm guy. Anyways, not that guy. The fucking
God.
that guy.
Oh
I
god, that
don't know
guy.
that guy.
He's like a porn actor whose voice clip became a meme because he just yelled so fucking loud when he orgasms. So anyways, Lily's scream echoes throughout the entire camp. It's heartbreaking, it's agony, it's horrible. She's infected! Screams Rose. Lily's infected! We all draw weapons out of instinct as much as anything else, pointing them at our comrade as he continues to scream and scream and scream. We all know what's happening. We've seen it before. It's a logic virus, a machine weapon that hijacks android systems and overrides their data. And since there's no known cure, it's also a death sentence. I need to show her mercy. I need to set her free. My finger rests on the trigger, yet I hesitate. Oh yeah, and despite melee weapons being the main thing you use in Automata, in the stage play, they pretty much only use guns. Before I can make that final fateful decision, I hear a voice rise up from somewhere behind me. Stop! You can't do this! You can't just let your friend die! It's number 21. The girl I thought to be cool and composed beyond all measure was now pleading with me to spare Lily's life.
It's 21-21-0.
No.
Probably an early model of what would eventually become 21. Interesting observation.
Because
They're
she's
probably-
like cool, calm, composed.
Yeah, because 2B is like a later model of A2. So 21.0 is probably a later model of number 21. Anyways, what do? Doshio kana. Lily said you were like family to her. You can't abandon family. That's like actually good observation because this family talk is spot on 21.0.
Yeah.
You can't abandon family, not before you exhaust every possibility. What can you do then? I'll use my power to erase the virus. That's impossible! Rose spat out what we were all thinking, but before we can act, Lily starts to send nearby comrades flying with impossible strength. I've seen infected androids before. I know how much damage they can do once the virus turn off their limiters. They'll fight and fight until they're utterly destroyed. By the way, I always love the concept of turning off your limiters. Like, my power is so strong that it can hurt me, but when I lift the limiters, yeah, I'm gonna get hurt. But you're gonna get hurt real bad.
It is like human biology. If we didn't have that limitation in our brains, we could basically lift a car. The problem is we rupture a lot of muscles.
Eddie Hall talking about how when he lifted 500 kilos deadlifted, he was like imagining that he was lifting it off his kids. So he was trying to like trick himself into that state.
Yeah.
And he also like fucking almost died doing that, so yeah.
Shit.
Also imagined his best friend as a demon because he was staring at him, and he wanted to get angry.
Damn, I haven't heard that one. That's a good one too. Anyways, Dahlia and number 16 rush into the fray, trying to suppress their former friend, but she swats them away like flies. How many of us have been affected now? How many friends have I been forced to put down? The heart I'm not supposed to have aches with the thought. It aches as I remember all of the identification numbers that have been retired. When did I start giving them names? When did I decide I simply couldn't endure it any longer? Initiating reprogramming sequence. That voice, number 21, she's screaming something about reprogramming. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. As my vision slowly clears, I see number 21 inputting commands into her terminal while number 2 and number 4 hold her down. They hold her as she writhes and Rose stares at me with surprise. Oh no. I'm holding Lily too. So these are, I think they're pretty good, well written. In that sort of melodrama sense. Which I don't think melodrama is like an insult or like a negative thing at all. We have 2 music tracks playing at once.
I
Yeah.
know.
That's not supposed to happen.
What the fuck?
You put on 3 and not 2.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry, what did I?
You...
Clicked on 3, not 2.
Yeah, we just did 2.
I thought it was 1.
No, we did 1, then we did 2.
Okay, I got a brain freeze.
The first one was they're fighting and the Yorha show up. And then the second one was
Yeah,
Logic Virus when they're
I-
training and stuff.
Yeah, no, I got a brain fart, so carry on.
That's fine. Apparently you had the same brain fart, so it's no big deal. Anyway, 14th Machine War, Pearl Harbor Descent. The name of the mission entrusted to the Yorha soldiers. Was there ever such furious gunfire? Such bombings that continued without pause? Our target is the machine server under Mount Kaala, and our situation is dire. We need reinforcement! Requesting deployment at once! Number 2 speaks quickly yet calmly, which is all the more remarkable considering the hostile army closing in on our position. But the command center in the orbiting satellite informs us no reinforcements will be forthcoming. We are abandoned. We are alone. So easy to do from up there. From the satellite. From the moon. I'll do whatever is necessary, says Lily with a grim smile. Dolly and Margaret quickly nod in agreement, as does number 16. They decided to join the rear guard, staying behind to be our shield, even though it comes at the cost of their own lives. Regardless, they all agreed without hesitation. For we in the vanguard will be joining them in death soon enough. Without another word, we turn our backs on each other and take up positions. We all know this is the end. Dolly and the others will buy us time to reach the gate at Kaala's peak. Did they move the apostrophe? Could have swore... I think that's a typo.
I think it is, because
It was
Kaala.
It was K-A apostrophe A-L-A. The
Yes.
L the L is shifted 1 space to the left.
Yes.
Beyond that lies an elevator, and beyond that is a server. If we can destroy it, we'll deal a devastating blow to machine life forms throughout the Pacific region. But as I notice number 21 scowling at the elevator, I start to have a bad feeling about the final stage of our mission. Go on, she says, I've got this. We crowd into the elevator as she begins hacking the terminal. She doesn't need to tell us what's happening. It's clear that the elevator won't descend all the way to the server unless someone stays behind to control it. Enemies incoming! They're almost on us! As I speak, I suddenly find myself leaping from the elevator and taking up a position at number 21's side, almost as if my body is out of my control. Something's wrong. Something... I'll back up number 21, I cry. The rest of you take out that server. The door is closed on my friends. The last thing I see is the face of my captain, Rose. She looks concerned, but then the door is shut and she is no more. That was the last time I ever saw them. But it's alright. I'm going to finish this, one way or the other. The only sounds we hear are distant explosions and the rasp of number 21's breathing. Thank you, she whispers, for staying with me. I look at her eyes and see the telltale red of a logic virus infection. I was right after all. I sigh softly as I draw my weapon. I've seen comrades infected before. That's why I couldn't leave her to die alone. The vaccine she gave Lily is already ineffective. The enemy has evolved. They studied number 21's patterns and developed a new resistance. No one can save her now. When the elevator reaches the server, begins number 21 weakly. Then I will give you peace, I reply. The elevator moves ever lower, creating a countdown on number 21's life. How much time has passed? How much can possibly be left? Too long to wait, yet not long enough for regret. A massive explosion echoes in the distance as the hall slowly shakes. It's the final act of Lily and the others in the rear guard. They just overloaded their own fusion reactors, which is what androids that don't have black boxes have. The sound of our comrades' demise slowly fades from our ears. As it does, number 21 reaches up and slowly removes her goggles. I'm glad I got to meet you, she says. Her eyes are so red, but not completely. There's still a little of herself left. And while it is, don't worry, I say. I'll be with you soon. She smiles as my words reach her ears. As soon as the elevator touches down, I fire a bullet into number 21's brain. I watch the thing that used to be her tumble to the ground. I stare at the gun I hold in trembling hands. I press it to my temple. This will end it all. The war, my meaningless existence, all of it. It will finally be over. Yurusanai. 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 We've talked about this. Your comrades sacrifice themselves and fight to the last breath. They feel suffering, they feel sadness, they feel pain and terror. And yet you would surrender now. Unforgivable. The voice is a battlefield curse, telling those who survive to see their mission through, no matter what. It is another me, crying out. I scream at the top of my lungs and race down the hall. I'll show you. If you're going to push me, I'll show you. You'll only be satisfied if it ends with more killing. I leap into the fray with weapons in both hands. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Kill me. As I scream, an explosion suddenly rises up and sweeps everything away. A soft wind touches my cheek. I smell fire. I smell ash. The explosion in the server room was powerful enough to take out Mount Kaala itself. There we go, that's correct spelling. Reducing the once proud summit to a smoking crater. The machines immediately drop to the ground and stop moving. I look out over the scorched earth. Lily? Number 16? Rose? Number 2? Are any of you? I'm the only one left. The only one. I was alive because I had been afraid to die. I begin to giggle. It's a mad thing, crazed even to my own ears. I'll join you soon. You promised to join her soon. How could I have said such vain, laughable words, such lies? I laugh. I stand in the smoke and the flame and laugh until I think my very throat will tear itself in two. I blink. Daylight drifts through the smoke. I've been standing here all night. My laughter finally depleted, I force myself to my feet. I'm the coward who stayed behind. The coward who lived. Now it's my job to carry on the will of those who fought at my side. Since I can't kill myself, I have to fight until someone does it for me. I'll endure every hardship. I'll kill every machine I find. This is my cross to bear. I walk slowly into the west, dragging my broken body along. And... yep, number 16, number 21, number 4. I'm sorry I'm still alive, but I'll be joining you as soon as I finish some things up.
Ah. That was the memories of first.
Yeah, A2 is number 2, and the person, the narrator of that story was Anemone, who didn't know that number 2 also made it out. So yeah, that's the stage play, the Yora stage play in a nutshell. There is one pretty major detail that is omitted, because it's there only for the audience, and we'll talk about that more as we get closer to the end, which we'll start doing on the next episode. I'm very excited. We have not a lot of game left. Very excited.